Over the years, I have tried who knows how many different sharpening systems, always trying to find something that not only gets your tools good and sharp, but isn't something that's bordering on some kind of religious ritual. And really, it seems like a lot of woodworkers these days have turned sharpening into some sort of a religion. And I don't think it needs to be that difficult. Do I get my tools as sharp as they do? Probably not, but I get them sharp enough to get good results. Now, the system that I have been using for 10 years now, maybe longer, is one that I learned from Paul Sellers, watching his videos on YouTube, reading his books. And this is a set of 3 diamond stones. There's an extra coarse, a fine, and an ultra fine. And this does a pretty good job. Diamond stones stay flat. You don't have to do any maintenance, just keep them dry and clean. And the glass cleaner you get at an auto parts store doesn't seem to promote rust on the stones or your tools. I'm not exactly sure what's in it. I suppose I should read an MSDS sheet, but it seems to work really well. And that's then followed up with a leather strop. In the past, I've used carborundum stones. I use these with oil. They really seem to plug up badly, and you got to do something to clean them, soak them in kerosene, something like that. They're definitely a maintenance issue, and over time they start to get hollow, which can affect your ability to work with them a little bit, so you have to worry about flattening them or replacing them. That doesn't happen with the diamond stones. I really like the idea of using Arkansas stones. These are natural stone, but they still plug up very similar to the carborundum stones, produce a very nice finish. This is a very traditional way to sharpen things. And I have these in soft, hard, and the surgical black Arkansas stones, which are all a really nice set of stones. And while I like these, the oil is always kind of messy. You got a little bit more cleanup to do. And like I say, these still plug up, kind of like the carborundum stones do. So you need to put a little extra effort into them to keep them clean and keep them flat. Now, another product I've used in the past are Japanese water stones. They cut really fast. You can get them in super fine grits. Probably the best thing out there for producing a super polished edge. But they're wet, they're messy, they are soft, they have to be flattened pretty much every use, so there's a big maintenance issue. I don't have any running water down here in the shop, so I got to carry water back and forth. And it just got to be such a production, kind of bordering on that religious ritual that I talked about. And I got really tired of messing with the Japanese water stone. So I was really glad to use the diamond stones. Well, the diamond stones set up this way are great for working on chisels, plane irons, anything you can tip to get into the stone. They really fall short doing knives, draw knives, and other tools that have handles that get in the way when you're trying to get to these middle stones. You can work on this edge stone up to a point, but I still can't get the whole blade in there because of the mounting platform. Lately, Janet's been doing a lot of little green woodworking projects using the little Sloyd knives, and they need to be sharpened pretty much daily while she's doing that stuff. So I've been back to the oil stones, but it just makes a mess. I end up with an oily spot on the workbench. The handles get extra oily. The little oil is good for them because it keeps the wood fresh, but too much makes them hard to hold on to. And I just got tired of messing with the oil stones almost every day. I suppose I need to teach Janet to sharpen, but I don't really mind doing it for her. So if this isn't the most practical setup in the world for sharpening knives, and this shape of stone works much better, what then is the compromise between these two things? And that is some diamond stones that are about that shape. So I went to DMT, the maker of the diamond stones I've been using, and I bought an assortment, not cheap, but I got some new diamond plates here. They don't really call them diamond stones, they call them plates. These more closely match the shape of the Arkansas stones and the carborundum stones. And I can get the knife right in there and get a nice long pass sharpening with these. So I invested in a set of 4 stones, extra coarse, coarse, fine, and extra fine. Most of the time I'll just need the fine and the extra fine. The extra coarse is so coarse it's really just for repairing tools that have been chipped or otherwise damaged. They do come with these little rubber feet if you want to put rubber feet on them, and that keeps them from sliding around. But I went ahead and got the base. And this base actually is not originally intended for these longer stones. But it now comes as an option. You got to specify which base you're looking for. This surface on it, which is magnetic. So now you can just magnetize the stones to the top of that, and all is good. And the base even has little rubber feet to keep it from sliding around. This system should not only be a good way to sharpen knives, but it'd be a great way to sharpen all those other tools too. You just have to switch stones back and forth. So I'll probably keep using the set of 3 mounted on the base for all that kind of stuff. But for all the things that don't quite fit that way, this is going to be pretty nice. Let's see how it works. I think I'm going to like these diamond stones better than most of my other options. They're a lot cleaner to work with, easier to set up, they don't require flattening in use, and they should last years and years. I've been real happy with my other DMT products. No, I'm not being sponsored by DMT. I just thought I would share these with you. Everybody's always interested in how other people sharpen. I think this is a fairly simple, fairly straightforward system. I don't tend to use jigs and guides, except for turning tools when I'm kind of shaping those on a low-speed grinder. But that's a whole different subject than hand sharpening. And to be sure, I'm not shy about using power tools for sharpening when something needs a fair amount of work done to it. You just have to go slow and pay attention to what you're doing so you don't overheat the edge. I do hope you found that useful and that you enjoyed the video. Thanks for stopping by to watch. We'll see you for the next one.